So I'm so excited. Lots going on, lots happening. In today's video, we're going to talk about what I'm working on, what's going on, and then see what's in the news. See if there's been any breaches or any security issues or something that's interesting. So that's what's going on in today's video. Let's hack at it. Okay, so in today's video, what we're going to talk about is first and foremost, thank you so much for everyone for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. It was a little bit of a hard time for me just because a family member that passed away early this year was very close to me and just kind of had that awe and I miss them. And then also this weekend, if you're in Canada, it was Thanksgiving. So one thing I have to do is start working out, get back into some activity, just because, as probably you felt, because of Thanksgiving, just lots and lots of food. So, got to get some exercise in, get out and about, and just move around to get some weight off. So, what else am I working on? IT related, IT security related. So, right now I'm starting to study Linux, Python programming, and penetration testing. And the reason why I'm doing it is because, as you know, as you start using Kali Linux is one of the main tools or one of the promoted tools for penetration testing. You got to learn how to navigate around it and use the tools. So I'm learning Kali Linux right now to be able to do that. And as I'm working with the pen testing course or the book that I'm reading, I'm navigating, changing directories, doing all that, and just learning as I go. So it's not just the point of just learning from the course. I'm actually learning by doing. And then Python programming is something I'm very interested in, is because I find, for me personally, my thought process is that everything's developed on some sort of code. So if you can learn code and really evolve in that way, it really helps to understand how things work. And then of course, if you're going to do a pen test, different ways of getting in. Now, someone in DEF CON 416 recommended that I learn some more networking. Now, I took a networking course, a network specialist, when I went to Trias College, but again, it wasn't as in depth as the programs are now and the information. It was about setting up Microsoft and Microsoft servers, Novell at the time, Linux or Unix, Sun Solaris. So I did know it at one point, but just you don't use it, you lose it, right? So what else was I setting up? I'm trying to think. I think that was the main ones in the course, but it wasn't really networking as what we think of networking is, like Cisco and routers and switches and hubs and things like that, and firewalls. It wasn't kind of like that. So I really look at, as I'm developing, as I'm learning through the pen testing, I will start learning and learning more about networking. Now, I did the Security Plus, CompTIA Security Plus certification, which gave me a good kind of snapshot. Maybe I'll do Net Plus, and maybe I'll do CCNA. I might just watch the courses just to learn. I don't know about the certifications, but I know for me, I have to do the penetration testing book as I read through it and do the exercises. I'm going to force myself to learn, but the way I learn is by doing. So if I'm trying to do it and I have to learn about it, read a book or read a chapter about it, I'm going to learn by doing. It's going to be cross learning for me, and it'll keep it exciting and interesting for me so I can keep developing. And that's the way I learn best, is by just doing it. I know last night I spent 4 hours installing some tools for Kali Linux, and when in doing that, I learned so much more about Linux commands, right? And VIM or Vim editor. So I keep learning, I just keep developing. So that's the way I learn. That's kind of my strategy right now. I just get out there and just keep doing it. Just keep doing it and learn by doing. Right? Some sweat equity. So that's what I'm working on. I'd love to hear what you're working on. Comment below. It really, excite me and interest me on what you're working on, so I can kind of look at different aspects and also, be intrigued of all different areas when it comes to cybersecurity, because there's just so much out there. So that's it for this section. Let's get over to the news and see what's going on in the news. Okay, so we're going to jump in the news right now. The one article I found today was phishing attack can steal your Apple password And this was, just give me a second here, I'm just looking at my notes out from the Hacker News. And what they were talking about was, can you detect which one of the above screens asking an iPhone user for iCloud password is original and which is fake? So check out the article. I'll post the image just up here on this side right here. Just looking at a screen trying to figure out. So it's this side right here. Then it kind of goes in the important thing that you need to know is if hitting a home button closes up both the app over which it appears and the dialog box disappears, then when it was a phishing attack. If the dialog and the app are still there, then it is an official system dialog by Apple. The reason for that is that the system dogs run on a different process and not as part of an iOS app, the developer explains. And then Kraus also advised users to avoid entering their credentials into any pop-up. Instead, open this setting app manually and enter the credentials there, just like users are always encouraged to not click on any link they receive via an email and instead go to the legitimate website manually. Most importantly, always use two-factor authentication, so even if attackers gain access to your password, they still need to struggle for the one-time passcode that you receive via your mobile device. So just keep an eye out for this. There's one thing that you're probably going to see is just different types of pop-up messages. I mean, we see it through the internet. You're going to websites, social media. Now you just got to be more careful as you get pop-ups on your mobile device. So something to be mindful of as you're going out throughout your day. If a pop-up screen comes up on your mobile device, go through those steps, make sure it is a legitimate pop-up, because again, you don't want to get compromised, especially on your smartphone, because a lot of us are using our smartphones for multiple things. Video, I use it for video, email, phone contacts, you name it. Some people do editing on it, just a lot of stuff. I mean, I know looking at mine recently, there was things that, like you can get the work suite, which is notes, pages, numbers. Pages is basically the Word, Microsoft Word equivalent. Numbers is the equivalent of Excel. So you get these on your mobile devices, and you can do a lot of your editing there. So just be mindful that what's popping up might not necessarily be legitimate. So go through these steps to protect yourself. And it's so important that you do this because it's just being mindful. I think the one thing when we talk about security is that sometimes we do these things in mistake. It's just I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy. When you see pop-ups like this, stop. No matter what you're doing. If you don't know what it is and you're too busy, put it down. Don't do anything. And that's kind of my best advice. Don't do anything. If you're too busy and you're too busy to read the message, put it down. Don't touch it. Leave it. Take your time, come back, and then read the message. What is it saying? Go through like that, because I hear too many people say, I wasn't paying attention. I just clicked on because I needed to get something done, and all of a sudden now they've got breached somehow. Their system's been manipulated. There's malware, virus, whatever that may be on their system, and it's just like they're like, I just wish I would have taken my time. Well, that's my advice to you. If you don't know what the error message is or the pop-up is, and you don't have time to look at it and read it, put it down. Leave it until you have time to pick it up and read it. Don't click on it, whatever you do. So that's it for today's video. Don't forget, software is hackable. Being connected is vulnerable. I'll see you next video.